Not surprised at all. It's who he is. It's who he is. I've always thought that he's a horrible person, and this is every bit of.
Baltimore boxing champion Gervonta "Tank" Davis faces new abuse claims from a woman who claims to be his ex-girlfriend.
Tank is hung him up, shoes off, get the bag, put a plaque up, he done.
Promotion November 14th, Jake Paul versus Gervonta Davis has officially been canceled. I know that we all speculated that it would be, and I was pretty much for sure that it would be canceled, but now we have official confirmation.
The boxing world is stunned as Leonard Ellerbe has finally spoken out about Gervonta "Tank" Davis's recent arrest, a situation that has rocked the sport and officially canceled the much-hyped Jake Paul versus Tank Davis fight. What was expected to be one of the biggest crossover events in years is now off the table, with Davis's legal troubles once again bringing his career to a sudden halt.
Promotions, the promotion co-founded by Jake Paul and Nikisa Badarian, posted this on social media. They posted that they were officially canceling the fight, saying Most Valuable Promotions immediately initiated an investigation. No, I had the wrong one. Okay, I'm reading this one. Most Valuable Promotions and Netflix have announced that Jake Paul versus Gervonta Davis, the one I was reading was the one from late last week, originally scheduled for Friday, November 14th at the Kaseya Center in Miami, Florida, will no longer be moving forward. Quote, "Our team has worked closely with all parties to navigate this situation responsibly," said Nikisa Badarian, CEO of MVP. "While we will not be moving forward with this event, our plan remains for Jake Paul to headline an event on Netflix in 2025. And that is what I'm hearing as well. They want him to fight in December. That is the hope. And they're actively looking for a opponent. More on that in a moment. Details regarding a new date, location, Jake's opponent, and additional bouts will be shared as soon as they are finalized. We thank Netflix, Kaseya Center, Seminole Hard Rock and Hotel and Casino.
Leonard Ellerbe, longtime promoter, former CEO of Mayweather Promotions, and a key figure in Gervonta Davis's camp, has finally spoken out, saying the situation has gone too far. According to reports, Ellerbe didn't hold back, stating that Davis's ongoing legal problems make the Jake Paul fight not just unlikely but completely off the table. He also warned that Davis's standing in the sport could now be in serious jeopardy. Meanwhile, sources say Jake Paul's team has officially reached out to Ryan Garcia to replace Davis as the new main event opponent. Paul's promotion company, Most Valuable Promotions, reportedly made the offer shortly after news broke about Davis's arrest. The plan could see the fight move to December to allow negotiations, though Garcia's promoter has raised concerns about existing contracts that might complicate any deal.
So, as of today, November 2nd, this fight is still technically scheduled for November 14th to air on Netflix, but it's basically hanging on by a thread. But the team, Jake Paul's team, have reportedly gone and contacted all the fighters, and the names that they're looking at contacting to fight as a late replacement: Ryan Garcia, Terence Crawford, Francis Ngannou, I mean, come on, we'll get into them, and Nate Diaz. So he's already fought Nate Diaz, but let's go through them one by one. I mean, Ryan Garcia, he's a similar size to Gervonta Davis. He's bigger though. Davis made him come down, didn't he? Then he beat him up. So that was Ryan Garcia. Quite a bad loss for Garcia, that was, because he was up for the fight, but Gervonta Davis beat Garcia. Garcia also isn't really big enough to be jumping in with Jake Paul, but that's a fight that potentially could happen. Garcia is a massive name. He's a big he's a social media star. He's a big public figure. Loads of followers on Instagram and social. I mean, his Instagram's over 1 million, I'm sure it is.
Rolando Romero came out swinging after the cancellation of the Jake Paul versus Gervonta Davis fight. He criticized the entire situation, saying Jake Paul was exposed for chasing hype instead of real competition. Romero even threw down a challenge, claiming he'd slap Jake around if they ever met in the ring. He didn't stop there. Romero also called out Ryan Garcia, accusing him of backing out of their agreed rematch. He labeled Garcia as unreliable and afraid, saying fans are tired of fighters who talk big but don't follow through. According to Romero, boxing needs real fighters who actually show up, not social media stars chasing attention.
Everybody know I'm gonna slap Jake Paul across his face because, first and foremost, man, I'm tired of this YouTube boxing stuff, man. I really am. I am more tired of this YouTube boxing stuff than everyone else, man. Oh, let's make this happen, bro. Bro, I'll be ready in a week. I'll be ready to slap Jake Paul across the face in a week. I will slap Jake Paul across his face. But who cares? I don't care. Roll over Jake Paul 2025, bro. I knocked out another YouTuber. I knocked out. But Jake Paul gets knocked out.
Oscar de la Hoya has shut down rumors that Ryan Garcia might replace Gervonta Davis to fight Jake Paul. He made it clear that no such talks ever took place and said that if real negotiations were happening, he'd be the one to announce them. De La Hoya explained that Ryan is focused on his own plans and fans shouldn't expect a surprise crossover fight anytime soon. His statement effectively ended the speculation and reminded everyone that not every rumor making the rounds is worth believing.
Asking me about Jake Paul and Ryan Garcia. Let me just tell you why this fight is not going to happen. Ryan Garcia fights for DAZN, and Jake Paul fights on Netflix. I mean, that's pretty much the bottom line. Golden Boy has a contract with DAZN. Ryan Garcia has a contract with Golden Boy. And that's just the way it is. I mean, this is business. You know, Ryan Garcia's probably going to rant saying, oh, you're keeping me from making money and this and that and fighting. No, you have to go by the law, by the rules. You have a contract with DAZN. You have a contract with Golden Boy. It just doesn't happen that way. So anyway, until next time, we'll see you Saturday for Virgil Ortiz. But again, Ryan Garcia's next fight will be announced.
Most Valuable Promotions, MVP, has confirmed that fans who bought tickets through official outlets like Ticketmaster will automatically receive refunds within 14 to 21 days of their original purchase. Those who purchase through secondary or resale platforms are advised to contact the seller directly, as automatic refunds may not apply in those cases. In their statement, MVP acknowledged the event's cancellation and outlined steps to ensure fans are properly refunded. Meanwhile, sources close to the promotion report that Francis Ngannou has now become the leading candidate to replace Gervonta Davis as Jake Paul's next opponent. Negotiations are reportedly underway to finalize what could be one of the most explosive crossover fights in recent boxing memory.
Globally on DAZN. First off, I'll say kudos to MVP for refunding people that did buy tickets to this event and also navigating this thing with professionalism, which they did the entire way through. You got to give them credit for that. They really stayed quiet on the rumor front and just handled things as a professional company. That's all you can really ask for. Jake Paul has, in the last couple of hours, tweeted idiot, and then God has a plan always. Two things that I think are both referring to this fight. First off, calling Gervonta Davis an idiot, I assume, and then obviously, God has a plan always, referring to this thing is probably going to work itself out. Obviously, this video is dedicated to talking about future opponents for Jake and potential fight dates. I do have something that I don't know if it's misinformation or not, but I'm just going to talk about it here. This is a tweet from somebody named ATalkers5. I don't know how realistic this potentially even could be, but this is from 4 hours ago. They said two of the female bouts scheduled for Jake Paul versus Gervonta Davis undercard are now scheduled for December 4th.
Francis Ngannou, who shocked the world with his impressive boxing debut against Tyson Fury and later faced Anthony Joshua, remains a huge global pay-per-view attraction. Jake Paul's team reportedly views Ngannou's power and star appeal as the perfect way to save the event after Gervonta Davis's withdrawal. However, Ngannou quickly shut down those rumors. He openly stated that he would never accept a fight that feels like a publicity stunt. After competing against elite boxers like Fury, Ngannou said stepping into the ring with a YouTuber-turned-boxer like Jake Paul would be an insult to his skill and legacy. Addressing the speculation directly, he urged fighters to respect the sport and avoid turning boxing into a spectacle for clicks and views. Fans largely agreed with his stance, praising Ngannou's professionalism and integrity. Many felt that a matchup between him and Jake Paul wouldn't make sense either competitively or financially.
And he said, yeah, Jake Paul, he's fighting in... I'm like, no, bro, come on, don't disrespect me like that. And then they even say like, even come out after and say, and what if the number are good? He sent out some number. I'm like, it's not about the number. If it was about the number, we could have started up. I would have tell you, I'm not just interested. It makes no sense for me. It's not my what I'm looking at right now.
So there is no dollar amount. It's more the opponent. The fight makes no sense. They could offer you $100 million and you wouldn't be interested.
The fight made no sense. That's what I think. That's my position. And though I went back, I saw,
Placement for Gervonta Davis. We had to go right to the source. What can you tell us? Is there any possibility that Francis Ngannou will step in for Gervonta Davis and fight Jake Paul?
No, there's no such of thing happening. Basically, like how can they go from like Gervonta Davis to Francis Ngannou? Like, I mean, Gervonta Davis is a fantastic boxer, but and is a one-shot knockout artist. But come on, like the weight different and everything, it makes no sense. You know, the Gervonta Davis, you count, you say, okay, the size different can level up. But at this point,